All right, yes, I'm back. I'm back after a brief hiatus. Only one day this time. I wanted to go live yesterday, but just wasn't in the cards. It just didn't work out. But appreciate you guys for being here today on this Saturday. Please, if you would, give it a thumbs up on your way in. You know the routine. If you are new, please subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any uploads, any live streams. I'm committed to consistency, so they will be. I don't know if they'll be every single day, but I'm taking baby steps to get them to be consistently like every other day at least. And I'm working on some things to get it more, to have it more time, so it's not spontaneous. I'm not just springing it on people, but nonetheless, appreciate everybody for being here. Give it a thumbs up again. Make sure you like, share, sub, all that good jazz. I'm gonna give you guys some shout outs, and then we're getting started right away. Right away. So we got Snufkin, we got Epileptic, Epileptic Pilot, we got Joe Central from Texas, Joe Central, Texas. We got Denise. We got who else we got? Ha LOL certified. Appreciate y'all for being here. Again, don't forget, thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. All right. Now, there are people in our country, guys, that are living in denial. They're either living completely in denial, they're deflecting, or they're downplaying just how disgusting the man they voted for is. I know there's some of you out there watching. I know some of y'all watch me. So before you try to leave, because as soon as I start talking, you want to leave. Before you leave, I just want to remind you who you voted for. You voted for this guy, this creep right here, Joe Biden. You overlooked everything wrong with this man because the orange man was just so bad. You voted for this creepy, disgusting man who sniffs children, creeps on women. This is who you voted for. You're okay with it. And the reason why I know you're okay with it, because you don't have the same energy. You virtue signaled, complained about everything else you didn't like. But when it comes to Joe Biden sniffing little girls, you go radio silent. So that means it's okay with you. Because if you cared, you would have the same energy. When this man is creeping on little girls, this is the latest video for those of you that didn't know. This is yesterday. The guy occupying the White House. Look at this. Sniffing this little girl's hair. Look at, does she look comfortable? Does she look comfortable to you? Where are all the Biden voters? Biden voters, where are you at? Why are you okay with this? You guys you're gonna overlook this. Oh, he's just a good guy. He's building back better. He's helping our country. But you're okay with this. Or you're gonna say it's isolated. It's just it's just a one-off incident. No, it's not. Here he is last year sniffing a baby on Super Tuesday. Yeah, this is for the Biden voters. Hey, Biden voters. Why are you okay with this? Let me turn the volume down so I'm not yelling over it. I just want to play it while I know we got Biden voters watching. Biden voters that are out there looking at this, I know for the people that already know, this is cringing, this is creeping you out, but this is for you Biden voters out there. How are y'all okay with this? I'm just curious. And if you're not okay, where is your energy?
Nice to see you guys.
This is what you guys overlooked because you hated Trump so much. Y'all hated Trump so much that you overlooked this. And these are old clips, but he's still doing it. He's still creeping on children, creeping on women, making disgusting comments about little girls, comparing them to 19-year-olds. And you're just cool with it. So you lose all credibility with me. You don't get to claim, this moral high ground when this is the guy you voted for. He's over here touching on girls. Y'all cool with this, right? Yeah. I just wanted to get that out of the way while I have the Biden voters, because I know any Biden voter that may be watching or clicks on this later, I want them to see this right away. I can't. I gotta stop it. But you Biden voters out there, this is what y'all voted for because Orange Man was so bad. You voted for this disgusting, creepy, senile man. It's not just him. It's his son. It's not just him and his son. It's Cuomo. It's all of these creeps, all of these pedos. They all are on the same side, and you guys are just okay with it. So yeah, disgusting. And if you're just tuning in, yeah, Joe Biden crept on a little girl yesterday. I just had to close out the video. If you just now tune in, you can find it. It'll disgust you. But yeah, you're probably not surprised. It's just the Biden voters who maybe they just didn't see it. There are still some of those. The rest either deflect from it. They're like, what about Trump and his tax returns? They'll go that route. They'll find a way to deflect. What about Trump? He said something about Ivanka. That was disgusting too. But Joe Biden, in plain sight all the time, every chance he gets, if there's a little kid, he's holding their hand, he's sniffing them, he's pulling them in close, grabbing them. Nobody in the media cares. The people who voted for Biden deflect, downplay, bury their head in the sand. And I just got to call y'all out, because everything else that you want to, wag your finger in our face for, you guys are overlooking one of the most disgusting people on the planet. And he occupies the White House. He occupies the White House, you guys. So before I get too worked up about it, let me get this disgusting man off of the screen. Creepy ass Joe Biden. That's the guy you voted for because the media told you Trump was so bad. Yeah. Anyway. Happy Saturday, you guys. We got more hypocrisy to discuss here. Let me get back to the shout outs. I want to do that so I can, just keep it calm and collective here, because it's so easy to just get really, really pissed off, especially when you see everything I just showed you. I mean, anybody who's operating at full capacity mentally would be disturbed at the very least at what you just saw. But Biden voters, nope, they're good with it. Downplay, deflect, all that good stuff. Denise, Kathleen, Salty Classic Views in the building. Salty Ragu in the building. We got the Salty Army in full force today. We got Cincy. I think I said that right. Paul Nardozzi. I can't pronounce some of y'all's names. I'm sorry. Richie Rich. We got him in the building. T.G. in the building. Appreciate everybody here. Again, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Now, the reason why you guys are seeing so much of this hypocrisy and they're more bold with it is because they fear no consequences. They fear no consequences. Cori Bush is no exception to that. She fears no consequences. In fact, she will triple down on her statement, like I'm about to play for you here, if you haven't already seen it. I know I'm a few days late on this, but I mean, she's the gift that keeps on giving. She just every time she opens her mouth, something stupid flies out of it. Is she just a raging hypocrite? Because she knows nobody in the media is going to hold her accountable, and she's going to get her way as she moves to defund the police in her city, one of the most violent cities in America. For as much as we talk about Chicago, look at Chicago, all their murders. Yeah, that's bad. But St. Louis per capita is like 10 times worse than Chicago. They have like a third of the population, and they have, I think they're up to like 100 murders just this year.
The thing, I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security, because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend 10 more dollars on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets.
Guys. Grifting 101. Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't contradict yourself in the same sentence. Like, not even a second later. Yes, I got $200,000 worth of private security, but suck it up. And yes, we need to defund the police. Usually you're supposed to like separate that out for a little bit. So, people with short attention spans will forget that you just said that you've got $200,000 worth of private security. How are you going to like string it right together? Yes, I got $200,000 worth of security, and it's justified for me because I'm Cori Bush. But we also need to defund the police. You could have left that part out, dummy. I don't know who's coaching her, but they failed. That's an epic fail. Either that or she just doesn't care. She's like, yeah, I'm guessing it's the latter. She just doesn't care. They don't give a damn because she fears no consequences, no media accountability. She's not going to be reprimanded by her colleagues. In fact, she's probably going to fail forward. That's how it works. They celebrate failure. They celebrate your misery and suffering. Democrats measure success by failure. She will be promoted. She will be looked upon as a shining beacon, a shining example of how all congressional candidates or people in Congress should be. And at the very least, because of intersectionality and identity politics, if somebody in the media wants to criticize her, they can't. She's a Black woman. You're not allowed to criticize Black people, especially if they're women. So anybody that criticizes her is automatically a racist sexist. That is how it works. As ridiculous as it sounds, if anybody questioned her, that would be because they're racist and a sexist. If you point out this blatant hypocrisy right in your face, her arrogance, her narcissism, I deserve private security because I'm Cori Bush and I'm in here getting it done. I'm over here trying to take away the private property and the rights of property owners with my whole housing is a human right grift. That's why I deserve private security, because I need to be able to sustain myself and protect myself so that I can continue ruining America. That's what her translation really was. That's what she's really saying. Yes, I understand how bad it looks that I have private security and I'm trying to defund the police, but I need private security so I can continue my rhetoric about defunding the police. So I can pretend like what's happening in St. Louis isn't happening. My own backyard, where I think something like 30-something Black kids, I'll have to pull up the stats for you. It's kind of depressing, so I really don't want to have to do it. But at least 35 children in St. Louis alone have been shot this year. Defund the police, private security for me. Look the other way, sheep. Don't worry about me. I need it. You just need to suck it up. Just suck it up and let me take away your police while I have private security. Now, why does Cori Bush need private security? Isn't she like on the right side of history? Isn't she doing all the right things? Shouldn't she be able to just walk amongst the people freely and safely without fear of anybody attacking her? I wonder who she's afraid of that she needs private security. Is it because there really is crime? But she can't acknowledge that, because then you would have to acknowledge that that we need the police, and that there actually is crime in cities like St. Louis. I mean, it'd be one thing if she was a rep for, I don't know, some random city in bum somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? But she's in St. Louis, one of the worst places you can turn your back on violent crime, homicides, robberies, carjackings, pistol whippings, the whole nine. But hey, defund the police and you can just suck it up. You can just deal with it. I need my private security because I'm better than you. I'm on a pedestal. Rules for thee, not for me. She's not the only one. To be fair, I could just harp on this woman all day. It's not just her. It's the Minneapolis City Council. They hired private security while they defunded the police in their city. And as a result, homicides are up. Kids are catching stray bullets while they're jumping on trampolines. You know how that works. But hey, they need their private security so they can continue sitting in their positions of power and destroying your life, making your life suck. That's what they're trying to do. Someone said, you tell them, Mike. Guys, I just sound like a broken record with these hypocrites. And look at her body language, man. Like, look at how she's just, look at me. Yes, I'm doing this to you. You just got to deal. I actually got to hear it again just because it's hard to believe that this clown is in Congress.
I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending 200,000, if I spend 10 more dollars on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety.
It's easy to talk like that and be so nonchalant when you're spending somebody else's money. If I spend $200,000 on security or even $10 on security, suck it up. That's really easy to say when you're spending other people's money. And then when you talk about how the money should be spent, you it's not your money. So yeah. But this is typical socialist rhetoric. Just, yeah, I could just spend it on this and you just got to deal with it. This is America. This is a representative in Congress. Okay. This isn't small potatoes. This isn't just some random person with a platform. She is in Congress. She has a lot of power. And unfortunately, she has a big following. I looked at her Twitter and I think she's getting more followers for this, because she's making a name for herself. A lot of people just know the main characters of the squad. The AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, but it's her too. She's just as radical and deranged as the rest. Same with the Ayanna Pressley. And they also confirm some of the worst stereotypes about Black women. Man, I'm so tired of it. This angry Black woman, this like woman scorn. And then, of course, you can't criticize me. You don't say anything about me, because if you do, it means you're racist. They can insulate themselves behind identity politics, which is the central theme to leftist doctrine. Identity politics. If you say something about a Black person, you're racist. If you say something about a Black woman, you are a racist and a sexist. So they use it as a shield and as a weapon. They use their identity as a shield to protect themselves, insulate themselves from criticism. But then they also go on the attack. We need this because we're Black, because we're women. You need to give us this. We must tear down the patriarchy and these systems of oppression. She is a trained Marxist. There's really no difference between her and Patrisse Cullors. Patrisse Cullors is a little more calm with her hypocrisy as she's gobbling up real estate. She's building out this nice, impressive real estate portfolio. Black mansions matter. I'm just saying, these people fear no consequences. They do not care. Which brings me to the grand finale here for this live stream today on Saturday. Barack Hussein Obama continued on with his plans to hold this gigantic birthday bash in none other than Martha's Vineyard. And there's a lot to unpack with this one here, all right? First of all, they knew from the beginning how bad this was going to look. They knew that they would be under scrutiny for even deciding to have a birthday bash, because before this whole Delta variant just took over our lives and it's just the only thing that matters, before that happened, we were still technically, at least according to the media and the fear mongers out there, we were still in the middle of a pandemic. But they decided, well, you know what? Maybe we'll scale it back. Maybe we'll just have it for friends and, family. Well, according to these photos here, this looks like a gigantic birthday bash. I'm going to actually make it full screen so we can look at these photos much closer. Okay. You can't really make out what's going on here, but there's Barry. There he is. There's no mask. There's no social distancing. And I don't want to hear the argument, well, they're fully vaccinated, Trump, or they're responsible. Oh, okay. What about the whole fact that you, as a vaccinated person, still have to mask up and go back into lockdown? See, there's a lot of people out there, primarily on the left, that will stick up for these billionaires, stick up for these elites that don't give a damn about them. They're just useful idiots. You're just a useful idiot for them. If you want to come to the defense of this party right here, this massive gathering in Martha's Vineyard that's supposed to be underwater, by the way. Uh, it's right off of the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, climate change. And I wonder how much carbon footprint was gobbled up, man. How much fossil fuel usage went into throwing this little bash? We got Don Cheadle in his gas guzzling Mercedes driving around here. I don't know who that is, but they don't look very happy. These elites, for them to have all this money riding around in this Range Rover, they don't look all that happy to me. Two guests seen arriving in a ritzy Range Rover Friday evening. Who's this person masked up in a car? Here we go. Let's see. These photos are all new, so I'm just seeing them for the first time. The ones I saw earlier where they were like aerial shots from the daytime. Okay. Guests reportedly presented here: Beyonce, Jay-Z, Oprah, Gayle King, Tom Hanks, George Clooney. Remember I said they're kind of making a mockery of you? Guess who else was there? Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Just a host of just wonderful people. Now look at this. Look at this photo here, y'all. This is scaled back. This is what they consider scaled back to include family and close friends. They got a big, giant circus tent for this man's 60th birthday bash here. Lots of carbon emitting, fossil fuel emitting vehicles driven to the place. Hey, at least they had some, they created some jobs. Let me scroll down and find the other photos, the other damaging photos here. Yeah, that's massive. Massive. I don't know if they still have the photos up. Look at Chrissy Teigen, this internet troll, this internet bully. Somebody who had her little cookware, whatever, removed from Target and other store shelves because of her cyberbullying. Was she canceled? Kind of, sort of. But remember, they reward this kind of behavior. She bullied people to the point of damn near suicide. And this is all stuff for any of the trolls, the people who also pretend like Biden doesn't sniff kids. You probably pretend like I'm just making this up. Please don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. Chrissy Teigen, not an amazing person. Who's that? I don't know. Anybody know who that is? Oh, Hunter Biden's ex-wife. Okay. That's interesting. Stephen Colbert, another hypocrite. Another guy that thinks that it's okay for him to gather in a giant crowd of people without masks. He's another one of those people that keeps you trapped in Trump derangement syndrome, echo chamber nonsense. He's the one, he helps to keep people distracted from Biden sniffing little girls. He's like, hey guys, look over here, January 6th and Trump. Ignore the president, the guy occupying the White House, sniffing babies. That's just normal stuff that he does. Grandpa Joe. Where's the other photo? There's another photo, and I hope I find it. If not, I'll just have to tell you guys about it. But this is just more of the behind the scenes, what went into this Obama birthday bash. It was supposed to be scaled back, by the way. John Legend. I mean, oh, there he is. There he is. Y'all see who? Here, let me tell you who you're looking at here. You're looking at Mr. Climate Change himself, John Kerry. The guy that violated the Logan Act with his shadow diplomacy in the Middle East while Trump was president. That guy. Mr. Climate Change arrived to Martha's Vineyard on a private jet, a private airplane. Like I said, guys, hypocrisy just rains from the sky with these people. They don't even care. They don't try to hide it. They don't care if you see. They don't care if you know. They're hypocrites, which is why if you're smart, you won't take this pandemic serious. You won't take climate change serious. Any of their other false narratives that they use to justify their endless power grabs and their hypocrisy, you'll just tune it all out. Yeah, John Kerry arriving in Martha's Vineyard for a super spreader event on a private airplane. Why couldn't he just fly coach on Spirit Airlines? Why is this man taking a private jet to a birthday bash where we're in the middle of a pandemic? And, he lands at Martha's Vineyard that is supposed to be underwater soon. I mean, just you cannot make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Look, he's not even wearing his mask correctly. Fraud. These people are such liars, frauds, hypocrites, demons, because they're telling you how bad you suck for just trying to live a normal life. While they live an extravagant life, they're lecturing you about your normal life. Oh, you want to operate your pizza shop during a pandemic and you don't want to inject your body with this experimental medicine? Well, then you're the problem. You're the super spreader. You're the insurrectionist because you're concerned about your elections. So yeah, this is what's going on in Martha's Vineyard, or this is what happened yesterday in Martha's Vineyard. You got all these hypocrites, and there's Barry himself. Not looking bad for 60. I'll give it to him. But I mean, there's a whole nother rabbit hole of conspiracies you could go down as far as that, which isn't even really a conspiracy theory, because again, they put it right there in front of you. Go look at the cover of Time magazine, what they talked about with anti-aging skin properties. All stuff you guys can go look up. So that's just kind of the grand finale, guys, of today's stream. I just wanted to talk about how these elites don't give a damn about you. They're lecturing you all day and all night while they use up all the fossil fuel. They gather, they have all this fun, and they're telling you you're not even allowed to do just regular stuff. Good luck going to the grocery store without showing us papers. Man, they really put a lot of photos on here. They took a ton of photos. Shout out to the Daily Mail. This is incredible. A lot of photos we don't even need. What is a giant Penske truck full of stuff? I'm just saying, man. How much CO2 went into the atmosphere for a night of fun out in Martha's Vineyard? That's a giant house. That's a nice house, man. I tell you what. No social distancing at this party. What is this? Oh, this is just, happy birthday, Barack. Happy birthday, Barack. But hey, he was the greatest president of all time, right? That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to think. In fact, he's still governing from afar. It's hard to look at these photos, guys, and think this is a former president of the United States. This just seems like Hollywood's first president. That's what it seems like. They don't seem like people that are just like you and me. They seem like they come from a completely different class. They're from the celebrity class. They're from the celebrity class, which is why when he was in the White House, he only invited people like John Legend. At least Trump was inviting regular, everyday people to the White House. Obama was having all kinds of celebrities, Snoop Dogg, Oprah, all these actors. And then how are you going to surround yourself? Here's another thing. How are you going to have some of the world's worst people come to your little party? Chrissy Teigen is an awful, terrible person for trying to convince people to commit suicide. I mean, those tweets exist. Go look them up. Go look at those tweets where she's talking about people need to kill themselves, trying to get somebody to kill themselves. She bullied people that were underage. By the way, she also had some really nasty, disturbing tweets about kids. How do they have all this in common? Oprah was there. You know, Oprah, who said how amazing Harvey Weinstein was. How is Oprah that bad of a judge of character? How do they all happen to know each other? It's kind of like Hillary. How does Hillary Clinton know so many people that just so happen to commit suicide? How does she happen to know so many pedophiles? How does that happen? How many pedophiles do you know? I'm hoping 0. And if you found out that someone was a pedophile, I would hope that you would completely pretend like you never knew them, cut them out of your life completely. I mean, if you're a normal person, that's what I would think you would do. But no, people like Bill Gates that want to dictate public health policy, release genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida, buy farmland, block out the sun with dust, thinks he's God. He still hangs out with the pedophile after he's a convicted pedophile. Then he goes on Anderson Cooper and he's like, yeah, it was kind of a mistake to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. Now imagine if your neighbor did that. You would be like, what is wrong with you? Don't ever come to my house again. But they just pass it off as normal. Just like I said, they pass off Biden sniffing kids as normal. It's okay that Bill Gates hung out with a pedophile after he was a convicted pedophile. Bill Gates is a smart man. Too many of these dots are just way too easy to connect unless you're a coincidence theorist and everything's a coincidence and can be written off, right? There's a perfectly logical explanation why all of these elites are having these parties and, living by a different set of rules and guidelines than we are. It's perfectly understandable why they're doing that. They actually just care about us and they're just trying to show us what we could have if we trust the science and Fauci. We could have parties like them too, But, we first got to follow their rules. We got to eat these synthetic beef and, mealworms. We got to change our life because we got to save our planet. Guys, we're global citizens. Remember, Lady Gaga told us we are global citizens. That's what they want you to think. We just gotta follow the rules, let the elites lead. All these dots are being connected in the background. Nobody ever answered what the hot dogs being flown out for Obama meant. Nobody, that's just a minor detail. I'm not supposed to talk about that. I'm not supposed to talk about all these people who appear to at least be Satanists, a part of some occult underworld thing. Again, stuff that you can look up, you can fact check if you want. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they know, what's that lady's name? Marina Abramovic. You know that woman? The spirit cooking witch, who was also in a Microsoft commercial last year. They got so much hatred, so many downvotes, so many comments on YouTube. They had to pull the commercial. Some of y'all remember, some of you don't. How do all of these people know each other if there's nothing going on? And then they all just happen to show up. They go to Obama's thing again. The spirit cooking, drinking blood, the mock sacrifice, all that demonic stuff. And then they're just friends. They all just hang out. How many people do you personally know that hang out with pedophiles, do mock human sacrifices where they drink blood, joke about using the blood of the youth so that they themselves can stay youthful looking? Look at someone like Jennifer Aniston. What is she, like 51, 52? She doesn't look like it. Sandra Bullock told us. She told us. She went on Ellen, talked about it. How many people do you know that do that? How many people do you know that bully children? How many people do you know that sniff hair of children? How many people do you know that are sick and disgusting and demonic like that? I'm hoping zero. But hey, at least Trump's not in the White House. At least we don't have to deal with Orange Man's tweets, y'all. That's the big thing. The main thing is we don't have to deal with Trump tweeting things, saying words. Trump typing words on the internet is one of the most egregious crimes in human history. That's all that matters. Oh, and then January 6th, all those insurrectionists that took photos inside of the Capitol building. That is the big problem. All these super spreaders, all these really sick people who haven't taken the shot yet, who haven't submitted to the big pharma medicine yet. Those are the problem. Those people are the problem in our society. Right? Did I get everything? Am I missing anything? Am I leaving anything out? Whew, I said a mouthful. I'm just going to read a few more comments and then I'll wrap this up. But guys, please give this a thumbs up. If you like what I said, maybe you don't like what I said because I didn't say anything flattering. I just told the truth. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Give the stream a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification. I thank everybody who has donated even $1 via Super Chat, via PayPal, my Patreon account, or my P.O. Box. The links are always in the description. Thank you, Betty Boop. I appreciate you. You're amazing. All of you guys are so great for supporting me. I'm humbled that I can get, at any given time, I can get at least 200 people watching. I appreciate all you guys for that. Salty Army supports me. I appreciate the Salty Army. Shout out to all of you guys. It's just, you guys, this is the world we're living in right now. This is the world we're living in right now. They're defunding your police while they have private security. They're telling you you shouldn't be driving your Ford F-150 or your pickup truck. You shouldn't be gobbling up so much carbon footprint while they have private jets to go to stupid parties. And they're telling you you need to stay in and lock down, mask up. You hypocrites, you need to mask up. But they're not masked up. They're telling you need to freak out and fear germs for the rest of your life because the pandemic won't end until all these Trumpers and anti-vaxxers get the shot. But they're not, they're out there, just carrying on, taking photos, maskless, AOC pretending that she's in the middle of a pandemic while she puts a mask on just for the photo. And it's on camera. She gets busted, doesn't care. And the guy that they supposedly put in the White House because he got 81 million votes, sniffs children, sniffs little girls, just puts creeps on them. He put a mask in a little boy's hand the other day, all on camera. For the fact checkers out there, it's on video. But hey, that's what the media does. They tell you to trust them, not what you see. Trust them. Put more stock into what we're telling you than what's real. And all these creeps, Joe Biden, Cuomo, Ed Buck, the Democrat donor who injected gay men with meth and they OD'd in his hotel or his apartment. He donated all kind of money to the Clintons. He's buddy with Adam Schiff. There's a rep out in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, Arizona people watching right now. There's an Arizona state rep who just got arrested like last night for child pedophilia or child molestation or something like that. I forget his name, but he just got arrested like 2 days ago. And he's buddy with AOC. How can you be that terrible of a judge of character? It's one thing if you know one person and they just happen, wow, I had no idea that person was so disgusting. But how do you know like 50 people? How do you know 50 people that molest children, violate women? How do you know that many people? But then you claim to be a good person. You're holier than thou. Give me a break. Defund the police. Why don't you go deal with what's going on in your city, Cori Bush? You picked the worst city to have the backdrop of defund the police while you yourself hire $200,000 of private security. And then you talk about how you'll spend more on it if you need to. It's not your damn money. You gonna tell me these people aren't doing the devil's work, inverting reality, keeping you confused, trying to destroy your existence, trying to make you bow to big pharma? That's why I say reject all of it. Reject it all. If there was any advice I could give people, I would say reject all of it. Live your life on your terms. These people are not better than you. In fact, they're probably a lot worse. Unspecified V, thank you for your super chat. You're amazing. I think somebody said something to me. Destiny says, great show. Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate you. I want to thank all the super chatters. I want to thank the Salty Army. I want to thank everybody for liking this stream, getting it out in front of some eyeballs. Like I said, subscribe if you're new. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. I probably will take Sunday off, but I'll be back Monday for sure. For certain, I'll be back Monday. Wait a minute. Taurus said, what about black folks not getting jabbed and being exiled from society? That's another good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Taurus. Yes. So I think something like 26% of black people in this country have taken the shot. But Bill de Blasio and his key to New York City is going to alienate the majority of black people here. Remember how I said the parties never switched? Democrats are going right back down the path of segregation. How's that going to look when black people aren't able to go into restaurants, grocery stores, the gym? They don't care. They don't care about your health. They never have. They never will. The veil has been completely lifted. We know who these people are. When people show you who they are, believe them. So yeah, we'll see how this goes over. We'll see how it goes over when they start alienating black people. I mean, it's not just black people who haven't gotten shot. It's going to be all, I'm not making this a race thing because there are plenty of white people who don't want to get the shot either. There's just Americans of all walks of life. I've met them that don't want to get the shot. So they're all going to be alienated. But because the left's all about proportions, black people are disproportionately affected by this. Well, there's going to be a lot of black people that aren't allowed in certain businesses. There's certain black people that won't be able to open their business because they believe in sovereignty over their own body. But, you know, the people that overlook Joe Biden sniffing kids are going to overlook that. Most likely. It's the same people. 9 times out of 10, it's the same people because they're digesting the same propaganda that led them to believe this. It's the people that believe Joe Biden got 81 million votes and that he doesn't sniff kids on camera. It's just a deep fake right-wing Russian conspiracy theory. They also don't think that this virus was cooked up in a lab in Wuhan, China. They don't think that. They think it actually came from a Wuhan wet lab or wet market, bats or something like that. That's what they believe. And they also believe you're an insurrectionist and that, you know, there's no discrimination against black people who don't want to get the shot. It's just Trumpers. It's right-wing GOP. That's what they're telling you. They're trying to make it a partisan issue. They want to make it a partisan issue or a race issue while they're sitting up there destroying you all, laughing at you from Martha's Vineyard. They know how bad that looks. They don't care because they fear no consequences. And that's all I got to say without talking in circles. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week, probably Monday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.